Hari Om. Shri Ram. Ambadnya. Nath Savid. Nath Savid. Nath Savid. So today we are starting with the second aphorism of the Naradiya Bhakta Sutras, right? And that is Sa tu asmin parama prema swarupa. Sa tu asmin. What is written in the book is Sa tu asmin. But Tvasmin is tu plus asmin. Sa tu asmin. Sa means she. Sa tu asmin paramas prema swarupa. Tu means indeed. Indeed यानी क्या? What is the meaning of indeed? Where do you use that word indeed? Indeed. Sachmuch. Simple word. We say na in Hindi. Sachmuch yaar. Kharokhar. Certainly. Agdi barobar. Sachmuch is the right translation of indeed. So tu means indeed. Asmin, in that. So now Narada is defining devotion. Devotion is nothing else but the Parama Prema Rupa. What is Bhakti? Bhakti is a Parama Prema Rupa. But Parama Prema in whom? In that. In that. That means that. We'll see about that little later on, quote unquote. Okay? Indeed. Yes. Means nothing else but the supreme love for the Swayam Bhagavan. Supreme love for that only one. Your own God. Your own God. Your own God. Keep that in mind. My own God. Though you accept that He is looking after everybody, but you must relate with Him personally. He is my God. Right? Like your father has 10 children. You say He is my father. You don't say He is 10 children's father. He is my father. She is my mother. She is my grandmother. She is my my grandfather. That grandfather might have 70 grandchildren. Agreed. But for me, He is my grandfather. In the same way, He is my God. So, Narada is saying, Satu asmin, parama prema sarupa. Devotion is certainly, indeed, nothing else but in the form of the nature of supreme love for the God. That means Tat. That is translated in Sanskrit as Tat. And there is a famous Mahavakya. Mahavakya means the slogan, a symbolic representative of that particular Veda. Okay? Tattvamasi. That Tat is that. Okay, so your supreme love, extreme love, infinite love for Him is devotion. Supreme, Parama Prema Swarupa. Parama Prema Rupa. Parama, what is the meaning of Parama? Supreme is a very small word for that. Supreme as well as infinite. Infinite love for Him. Qualitatively as well as quantitatively. I always use the word 108%. I explained it many times. People understand what is 100%. 100% is a little difficult to understand. If once we understand, we will progress very rapidly. Like see, for example, same example I give every time. If in one school, in one class, there are 50 students. All 50 students are present in the class. That means there is 100% presenting. But all 50 of them are paying 100% attention to one teacher is teaching. That is called 108% presence. Okay, so qualitative as well as quantitative 100% is 108%. If you are only quantitatively 100%, there are only 50 students in the class. All the students are present, but they are 25 of them are not paying attention. Then the attendance is not 108%. Oh, so qualitatively as well as quantitatively is 108%. So love for God should be qualitatively as well as quantitatively. So Babu, what do you mean by quantitatively? Qualitatively we can understand. What is quantitative? Love for anybody. Love cannot be measured. Love may not be measured. Love should not be measured. Love just cannot be measured. Actually, love for God, just nobody should measure. Nobody can measure. But still there is a quantitative approach to it is for us, for our betterment. You have to compete with yourself only, keep that in mind. What I was yesterday and what I am today, I must be a little bit better than yesterday. And by chance, because of my own mistake, about what am I bad luck, what do you want to say? I have deteriorated, I done something wrong. No problems. My God is there. He'll help me out. He'll bring me out. When I have made mistakes, I curse him only. No problem. So what? Small children, so many times they get angry with their parents, right? I won't talk to you, daddy, at all. Katti. Bas. Okay? Right? So what happens? Child kicks his mother for 9 months continuously. She starts feeling after a few months, agreed. But he's kicking her, na? Last mar raha, na? Does that mean that mother is going to throw him out of the womb? Not at all. So you have a right to fight with your God as well, but as a person whom you love most, as a person whom you respect most, fight with him with that respect, from that angle, in that particular way. So what I mean by quantitative approach is for us to understand. In the first Pravachan I was talking about one thing. We say mantra before shloka, before starting food, right? Which is that? Vadani kavada kehta in Marathi and in Sanskrit is Annagrahana samaye smartavyam nama sri hare bhavati sahajahavanam. Right? That we say and we start hogging literally. We are supposed to bite every bolus 32 times. We bite hardly 8 times, right? Few people only 2-3 times and gulp. Half of it remains undigested and other people are in trouble. You are also in trouble next day. Constipation, right? So you are supposed to bite 30 times. Who bites 30 times? No one. But at least minimum 20 times is mandatory. That is must. Has anybody tried, has anybody ever done that every bolus that I am swallowing should be with the name of the God? At least once in a lifetime you should do that. This is a quantity test of your own. How much do I remember my God? It is not for God. God doesn't want that number. For us to understand. Try it one day. Take one dish of say upma or whatever you like, shira or whatever you like, right? And with every spoon, before you put, after you have put it into your mouth, chant the name, Rama, Rama, Sai, Sai, whatever you want to chant. At least once with every spoon. And while you are biting, 32 times, as much as possible. If you are biting 32 times, right? And that should be done till your dish is over. I am sure 90% of you will fail after the first 5 teaspoons only. Okay? Right? This quantitative approach is to be accepted by us. God doesn't want it. God doesn't require it. It is required for us to understand how much do we remember. A remembrance is a work of mind as well as intellect, buddhi. See, in the school also, if we are supposed to recite a poem or to make a poem by heart, how much difficult it is. I used to get bored. But at the same time, film song, you know, only once or twice and we remember, right? Right? Why? My mind has liked it. And a school poem is by buddhi, is by intellect. So, it has to perform hard labor to recite it. Right? Whereas what is like by mind, man, that song is remembered very properly. Right? But at the same time, in our jamane mein, in 1950s, 60s, mein, every parent used to tell his child, son or daughter, say tables, padhe, parvacha. We used to say, be ke be, be dune char, be trik sa, be chokar, be dai bees, tine ke teen dune sa, dahai ke daha, da dune. We used to say, go on saying it till 30. And after saying for 1 or 2 years, that same process used to get transferred from intellect, that is buddhi, to the mind. So, whether we are considering it or not, we used to chant those, we used to speak, we used to call those numbers. And we used to never go wrong. So, the thing which was the part of intelligence, became the part of mind. So that is how the things are transferred. Thoughts are transferred from intellect, reason to the mind. And that is important. We call it habit. Like you say, you go to stay in some new place. Like say, first you were staying in Andheri, now you have gone to stay at Thana. It's much away from station, but it is walking distance. First day, from your house to start, and you just watch, this is the road, here, I'm supposed to take left turn. I must take right turn. I must go straight. There's a shop here. There is a signal over here, okay? Like this you go for 3-4 days. After the 4th day, it is a routine for you. You have become used to it. It has become your habit. After that, you go 100 times, 1,000 times. You don't have to pay attention for that. So the thing has come from your buddhi, that is your intellect, to your mind. It's become your habit. Right? Has God become my habit? Everything else becomes my habit. Has God become my habit? Has God's name has become my habit? Just think of that. We get addicted to so many things. Right? Why not get addicted to God? God's name. And assuming you have to leave everything else, not at all. It is not required. Yes, it is required for few. Those who are progressing very rapidly in the spiritual path, right? For them, renunciation will be required, definitely. That is the stage of all of you. Certainly not. But you have to get addicted to the God. You say, now we all of us say, I'm in madly love with her or him, whatever it is, right? Madly love in with. Love can be done only by a mad person. Those who are not mad cannot love. I'm telling you. Really. Real love is mad only. Pagal. Avara pagal divana hi hota hai pyar. Right? At the same time, it should not be blind. The opposite person is trying to cheat you. You are getting cheated. You are getting deceived. He is a fraud or she is a fraud. And if she will go on loving, that is not love. That is a blind love. Blind love is of no use. But love should be pagal only. But once confirmed, that is a real love. Not for anything else, but for me only. Then it is a love. And God, what does He expect from you? Is He trying to take your estate? Is He asking for some share? Is He asking for some great things like crossing Himalaya or something? Climbing the Everest for 10 times, only I will love you. There are no conditions like this. His love is unconditional. But to receive their love, receive His grace, to receive His favors, we have to prepare ourselves also. Like we go to the market to buy vegetables, or say rice or chawal or give wheat, what it is. You take a bag with you which has 2-3 holes at the bottom. What is going to happen? What rice you take, unless it has come in a plastic bag, that is a different story. What will happen? By the time you reach your house, the whole thaili will be empty. Same thing happens with us. We go to the temple. I say there is so much rush on specific days. And we do not go to the God's temple unless it is required or it is some so-called auspicious day, right? But where there is a God, everything is auspicious every day. Keep that in mind. Right? But we go there in front of the idol. There are hundreds of people rushing, being pushed. Right? But we look at him, look at that idol, and that personality of Godhead. And for that 1/10 of a second, we have had this darshan. But that is enough. That is enough for us, for our mental satisfaction as well as our removal of physical life obstacles. Right? Material life obstacles. Yes. We have to worship God not only for spirituality only. We have to worship God, we have to pray to Him for our own material things also, for material gains also. What is wrong in that? Because ultimately, who has created this world? Who has created these material things? God has only created. Definitely, so we have every right to ask for those things also. Listen, I believe in His justice. He is not giving you something in spite of you asking 10,000 times. That means you should be sure that this thing is not good for me at this particular time. If He wants to give me the same thing, He might give me afterwards or He may not give me at all. Okay? That faith. 99 out of 100 times he gives you whatever you ask for. 1% of times he refuses to give that particular thing totally. There is some game plan of his behind this. Keep that in mind. That is for your betterment. That is called as Natha Samvit. What do you mean by Natha Samvit? Natha Samvit is God's plan for us. Translation of Natha Samvit will be in Urdu, Inshallah. In English, it will be God willing. Or thy will be done. The word from the Bible. Natha Samvit is ancient word, still further. Written at least minimum 40,000 years ago. Right? So Natha Samvit means God's plan for us. Natha Samvit means let God take over my life. Let God take all the decisions of my life. And His decisions should supersede my thinking, my will, my wish, and my decision. That is the prayer. So Natha Samvit is a prayer. In one word, there is a prayer which is very huge. I always told you, the best prayer in the world is, remember, from Sundarkand. Kehu tat asamora pranama, sava prakara prabhupura kama, dina dayala birudu sambhari, harav nath mama sankadavari. Just imagine, the Mata Janaki is saying this prayer. She is telling Hanumanji, हे तात मेरे भगवान को बोल देना दीन दयाल बिरुद है तुम्हारा. Okay? So this is the best prayer ever. Mata Janaki, Jagadamba, is praying to the Swayam Bhagwan that what? Through Mahaprana Hanumanta, who is Sakshat Shiva, that please help me. Please bring me out of this problem. Right? There is nothing better than this will get anywhere else in the world, right? And the whole prayer of this is included, is concluded, is embedded in this one word, Natha Samvit. Kehu Nath Asamora Pranama. Nath. Nath. Dina Dayala Birudu is Samvit. So Natha Samvit includes, embeds, represents that prayer which Mata Janaki has made thousands of years ago. Right? This is the importance of this word Natha Samvit. So quantitative measurement of love is for us. But how much we God, how much we love God, how much do we remember God? Only when we are in need, we remember Him. Like see, we get hurt. I go. First God in our life is our mother. Oh, mom. Okay. Nowadays, even that language is changing. Instead of saying, I go, oh God, you say, shit. What are you remembering, yeah? Previously, we used to think of our own mother. Now we are thinking of shit. Fuck, yeah. This one we are remembering when we are hurt. I have no objection to this. These are the words to be used by that particular generation. Every generation has its own language, has its own ways of expression. There is nothing wrong. I tell you, I was seeing one movie 4 or 5 years back. It was published, made and published in 1958. And in that movie, Marathi movie it was, that a social worker, lady, she was given a speech. What is this new generation doing? Not listening to the parents at all. Doing this passion, this passion, this passion. They are not obeying at all. They are disobedient. They are without any discipline. I said, oh my God. Even in 1950s, the first generation was completely in the similar way about the next generation. 1970s, same thing. 80s, same thing. 200, same thing. 2000, same thing. 2010, same thing. 2022, same thing. That means the generation gap, generation conflict is always there. It has been there. So every generation is own language. I'm not bothered of that. You say, oh fuck, forget. Right? There is nothing wrong in that. But at the same time, where you are supposed to remember God, you must remember God. Right? That is very much important. Very much, very much important. Because ultimately He is the real source, everything that is auspicious, everything that is good for your health, for your mental health, for your physical health and your spiritual health. Health of your house, as well as health of your work, health of your job, as well as health of your knowledge, health of your emotions, as well as health of your practicability. Yes, everything. He is the source of everything. He is the source. And that's why now we are talking about what we are discussing, Parama, Prema Swarupa. What is the meaning of the word Parama? Parama means beyond everything. Whatever human mind can think of, what is that is beyond that is called as Param. What a human mind or human intellect can think of, even with the help of instruments. Like see, if I have a small binocular, that is a machine. I will be able to see at the distance of 1 kilometer. If I use better binocular, I will be able to see it at the distance of 20 kilometers. If I use from NASA, what will happen? I will look at even moon and something beyond. What does it mean? At one level, which we think is small and very much away from us, at another level, it appears very big and very close to us. Similarly, God also, who is beyond the sun and moon and galaxies and cosmos, everything, actually is very close to us because He is sitting in our heart. Remember, in everybody's heart, He is sitting. We say, Bapu, suppose if somebody's heart is transplanted. This is the era of heart transplants, right? Then my God will be transplanted to him? No. No. His God is His, your God is yours. God may be say same, Ram or Ganpati or whatever you want to call Him. But still, your God is different, His God is different. Keep that in mind. Mera baap to mera baap. In Sai Charitra, Sai Baba has said, Apla baap to apla baap. Certainly. Okay? So, Parama Prema Rupa means beyond human imaginations, beyond human intellect, with the help of multiple scientific instruments, the most modernly invented instruments also. Beyond that, God is going to exist. Even after 10,000 years, when science is still more matured, okay, still God will be at the same distance from those particular discoveries and inventions. What distance He is holding today? That distance is going to remain same because He is always beyond. Why He stays beyond? Is a question. Yes? Anybody can answer? Why He stays so beyond? He is cruel. He wants to hide. He wants to show His face to us. No. Because He is staying in your heart. That is first thing. He is the closest person to you. The person whom you love, you say, तुम पे मेरा दिल आ गया, तू मेरा दिल है, तू मेरी जान है, जो भी है, right? All these sentences we utter so many times, right? Do they mean? I do not know at least, right? They mean or not, right? But He is sitting in the heart definitely. When He is a bad person or a good person, He sits in His heart. In bad person's heart, He sits as a silent observer. In good person's heart, the devotee's heart, He doesn't sit as an observer. He sits as a guide. He sits as a friend. He sits as a philosopher. The one who is trying to mold your every action, every thought, and whatever the problem that is coming to you. He is molding that. He is trying to change that. The first thing is, He is not at distance. He is sitting in the heart. Only thing, you are not able to see Him. But one who is beyond everything also you cannot see. Problem. The one who is in my heart I cannot see. The one who is beyond also I cannot see. So why is He sitting beyond? Why is He sitting hidden in my heart? Why is He not sitting in front of me? Yes? Anybody? No problems. Answer is very simple, absolutely simple. He is beyond everything. And because He is beyond everything, He can control everything. He is beyond everything. He stays beyond everything because he wants to control everything for his devotee's sake. For his devotee, he should be able to manipulate the whole of Milky Way. The whole of cosmos he wants to bend for his devotee. See, for Bhakta Prahlad, how he appeared? Through a wooden pillar. Right? To Bhakta Dhruva. Both were kids, right? He gave him Adharpat. That is the position which is the position what Dhruva wanted. What the child Dhruva wanted. Adharpat means what? When we speak in English. Constant, okay, not wrong, but not correct. Permanent, yes. Plus permanent, plus one more word. Permanent and? Permanent, okay, firm and unshakable. Unshakable. Nobody should be able to even move it. We have some removing him from that place. Got it? So he is beyond everything because he wants to control everything, mold everything according to and in the favor of his devotee. Got it? Understanding? So he is staying beyond everything because of his love for us. His love for devotees. Now how to see him? Remember one thing. He and his name are not different at all. He and his name are not different at all. He is sitting in his name with all his potencies, with all his energies. If we chant his name with love, if we love him with complete faith, that is Parama. But for a human being, okay, faith is called as the Paramaguna. Only faith is called as Paramaguna. Obviously, faith in God, not faith in yourself. See, if you want to increase your confidence, you have to increase your faith in God. Okay? Our confidence increases only when our confidence in God increases. Okay? Our self-esteem is most of the times low. Increases to a proper level. Only if we have high esteem about our own God. Keep that in mind. Okay? So, Satu Asmin Parama Prema Rupa. Indeed, keep that in mind. Indeed, devotion is nothing else but the Parama Prema Rupa. So, bhakti, devotion, love, with complete faith in him, that he is my savior. Faith means he is my savior. He is my protector. He doesn't protect me by unknown ways, not at all. He protects me directly. Keep that in mind. He may come in any form. He might do anything. But he protects me directly means he himself protects you. He doesn't use any particular norms. There is no set of rules for saving you. And if you are very papi, if you are really his devotee, he will save you. You are punyavan, you are not a papi, you are not committed a single sin. He is definitely going to save you. But even the one who has committed multiple sins, he loves God. God is going to save him. Keep that in mind because he is partial to his devotees. Because his love is so much. His love is unconditional. He sits, he resides in his name. And his name is full of his energies. All the energies he has are there present in his name. Keep that in mind. If we say Ram, all the potencies of Ram are there in him. If we say Krishna, all the potencies of Krishna are there in him. Okay? Keep that in mind. So, Satu Asmin Parama Prema Rupa. So, this is the way we love God. Now, which is the way? You say, Babu, you just to say, there is one particular way, right? Last time you told us. Yes, everybody's way should be different. And is different. Should be different and is different. We are going to still speak on it every Thursday. The second aphorism is the real definition of devotion. We saw the first aphorism. What was it? Athato bhakti vyakyasyamaha. Means we are going to define the devotion. Vyakya means definition. Right? Okay. So in the second aphorism, Narad is defining bhakti. And we are going to learn bhakti. Yes, bhakti is to be learned. Even speaking is to be learned. How do we learn speaking? We hear. And that's why in the bhakti, the first stage is Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing. We learn speaking. How we learn speaking? By hearing that particular language, right? In the same way, bhakti also, okay, is to be learned by hearing. That is Shravanam. But what? Hearing what? That we'll see. We'll start saying from next time onwards, okay? So, tonight or tomorrow morning or tomorrow night at dinner time, you are going to remember by taking your food. You will remember to remember him, right? And even if you suppose by chance you fail, you forget, what should I do? Try again. Second day, forget. Try on third day. Okay, I've forgotten. Fourth day, no hassles. As far as there is a wish to try, I'm with you. Okay, that's my promise. Done? Done? Done. Okay, what should I say now? If I use that word then? That word, 2 syllables. Oh, full stop. What will happen? You understood? I think you understood. And just pretending that not understood. I will never say that. Never ever in, I cannot say life, but okay. Never ever. Okay? So you are welcome, always welcome, every time. Whichever time it is always morning for me. Okay? So do not worry, I am available 24/7 for my children, my kids, my bachos. Okay? So love you all. Love you all. Love you all.